Ladies and gentlemen, for those watching, these are my thoughts on the Jujutsu Kaisen ending. It's been 2 weeks. I've gone and reread a lot of it. I've reread it from Shibuya going forward, and these are my thoughts. Now, is this ending good or bad? Well, it's both. And I want to start on the good. It's good because it kind of leaves it open for a sequel. The editor says to, keep a lookout on Gege's future work. So part of me thinks there could be a sequel. If there is a sequel, though, I think it won't be with this cast of Yuji, Nobara, Megumi, Akari, Yuta, Higuruma. I think it's going to be focused on what Mei added, the Gojo clan and the Kamo clan, and that war is going to happen as the Zenin clan is gone. Now, why is it a bad ending? Because as of right now, it is a really bad ending and it's rushed, but it's not Gege's fault, it's not Shonen Jump's fault, it is just life. Sometimes stuff happens you can't account for. And in this situation, if you guys don't know, Shonen Jump plans out their whole year in a schedule of manga releases. So when a story is in its final arc, Shonen Jump meets with the editors and the writers and the author, and they come up and agree on a final date for release of the last chapter. The issue with that is they agreed on September 27th or the 29th, not terrible. Issue with it is that Gege took a month break, and then a bit after that he fell ill and took a 3 to 4 week break. So that's 6 to 8 chapters, because there probably would have been a break at some point, but 6 to 8 chapters you missed out on of content. It's a lot, and why I say it is slightly Gege's fault is because towards the end he introduces a lot of plot holes and plot points that get unanswered. And I want to start with the first one that seems like it blueballed a lot of the fandom, which was Mei when she confronted the head of the school. Because we see Mei talk about how the Zenin clan is no more, and like I said earlier, there's gonna be a war basically between the Gojo clan and the Kamo clan. We all thought when that got said, it was like, alright, part 2, they are building up for a part 2, a sequel, which is gonna be this. And I think it is gonna be this, but we never get, by the final chapter, there doesn't seem to be any confirmation on this or anything added upon this. The other plot hole is, who is this with Takaba? Like, in what is it, the third to last chapter, we see this character introduced that clearly reassembles Kenjaku or Geto, since they share the same body. It clearly reassembles it, but we don't see the face. I was like, okay, we'll see it announced maybe in the final chapter. No, nothing. We don't know who this is yet, and I feel like if you're not going to answer that or confirm a part 2, because there may not even be one, why show this? Because Gege could just go and write another series that's not Jujutsu Kaisen or to do with this world. He could do something different. But yeah, I thought this was a bit weird. Not a plot hole, but Megumi's character felt very boring and underwhelming. We didn't get to see his domain expansion or the potential Gojo talked about, and he was just depressed for most of the fight, so I think that was wasted. And now quickly shifting from the negative though, I want to add some positives. Higuruma's character I think was stellar at the end, because when he was added I didn't think much of it, but by the end of the series he's been a sorcerer for 2 months, has learned domain expansion, has no teacher by the way, and he's learned domain expansion, and in the midst of the battle with the King of Curses, the man that defeated Gojo Satoru, he learns RCT in that moment, and he is not only that, but being compared by Sukuna to his potential rivals Gojo Satoru's, for a man that's just been a sorcerer for 2 months and has had no teacher. So I thought Higuruma was a great character. So his executioner blade thing I thought should have been added earlier. I thought that's how Sukuna should have been defeated, but nonetheless, he is a great character. Another W, whether you hate him or love him, 90% probably hate him, actually 95 probably fucking hate him, is Mei's brother, Ui. He was clutch. He is the top 3 characters in his arc because he saved everyone, teleported and grabbed everyone, and Sukuna didn't really catch him. I think he caught him once, but that is a positive. I hate to say it because I hate him because he's weird, but that is a positive. I think Todo coming back is also a massive positive. A lot of us thought that he got written out of the story after Shibuya and just went on and enjoyed the show, but that is not the thing. He came back, Boogie Woogie's alive, and it caused Sukuna damage. Sukuna was like, what is going on? And Todo now has a pretty good record in Jujutsu Kaisen fights because he's participated in 3 to 4 major fights and he has been victorious in all of them. Whenever he's in a fight, it seems like they're gonna win. Another W and positive was Yuji finally got his MC treatment. Kinda. And I'll add on in a bit. But he got his treatment, he got his domain expansion. He ran his ones with Sukuna, and other people joined him, but he stuck there. He didn't go out of battle. He did good, and he was giving Sukuna the work, so that's a positive. Yuta is also a positive because he planned it out really well with, the whole plan, how he copied Shrine. Sukuna thought that he had his finger, but he actually used Yuji's finger. So I think Yuta planned it out really well. Seeing his domain expansion was also amazing. But at the same time, and now we're jumping back in the negatives, Yuta gave us one of the worst moments in the whole series, which was this atrocity. Seeing this happen was just so dumb. I just felt like it was like for marketing issues, like bring Gojo back to get people to keep reading the series, because it added nothing to the fight. Like literally nothing. It took over the body. We thought it was Gojo coming back. I was like, okay, Yuta's in the body. This could be good. Nothing positive came out of it. We had one cool domain expansion panel, and that was it. Because then that domain expansion didn't last. We didn't really see them fight, and Yuta wasn't used to Gojo's body. And then we tried to see him use a hollow purple, and then his time ran out and just fell. It just felt kind of useless. A negative with Yuji, and it wasn't really like something on him. I feel like it was more like Gege, but we got his MC treatment. He didn't really fully get it. Like, we got to see his domain expansion, but we didn't get a name. We didn't even get to see what it does. I know Yuji just learned it in the moment, so he even said that he is unsure of what this is. But it would have been cool to see what it does. And like, maybe have that finish Sukuna instead of a Black Flash. Sukuna's death also felt pretty rushed. Like, Yuji finally got his moment where it was 1v1 with Sukuna, no other fighter, 1v1, and it just ended quickly. I feel like we could have gone 3 to 4 chapters of them fighting, not one of them talking, and then it's like Black Flash, that's it. Another small negative was post-battle. Everyone seems like they're just chilling, they're okay. No one mentions Gojo's death at all. There's no funeral for him. Everyone seems just kind of like chill. Like this was just like a casual day in the week of a Jujutsu sorcerer, fighting and defeating the King of Curses. And talking about Gojo, I have 2 things to say. One, I think he let himself lose. In the final chapter, we see a conversation between him and Yuji that, he wants someone to surpass him. And he wants to be forgotten. And then Yuji's like, you seem out of character, and he does seem out of character. Like, he has expectations for his students. He wants them to take over him, but now he wants to be forgotten and, like, written out of the equation. Like, no one could forget Gojo, like, in the series. So, like, I think he let himself lose. I think he was just tired of being used as a strong object and the, fix our issue object. So I think he was done with that. And Sukuna seemed like a valuable person to lose to. So I think Gojo let himself lose. And now the final actual ending and what it means. Yuji says to Sukuna, it's time we end the cycle of curses. And that does not happen. He kills Sukuna, he defeats Sukuna, and it still seems like there's curse users. I know that's bound to happen, and curses is still somewhat going to happen, but the cycle doesn't seem to end, because keyword is cycle. The last panel of the whole series is literally Sukuna's finger in the box where it's missing in the first chapter. And it's not confirmed, but obviously Yuta and Yuji say that, once the 19th figure Sukuna is defeated, the connection to that last finger will be lost. But we don't actually get this confirmed. So, it's a bit weird. Because it feels like nothing changes. Gojo's dream felt like a big main story, a part of the story, which is he says he wants to reset the crappy Jujutsu world, and he wants his students to do that, and he wants a lot of strong and powerful students. And all that really happens is the higher-ups die. Nothing other than that. Nothing changes. Sukuna's still there in a sense. Nothing really changes that gravely. Everyone just seems like they just keep going on missions, and yeah. Another good and bad is Sukuna's ending. Good for Sukuna fans, bad for the general audience, because Sukuna actually gets a really good ending with, choosing North and being able to walk another path. But it's just weird because giving Sukuna this much of a good ending, it's like, why didn't you make the series actually on Sukuna? Another missed opportunity was the Hakari versus Urame fight. We only saw like 2 panels of it, and we didn't see anything. It all happened off screen. We didn't get to see the actual fight happen, which sucks. It just happened off screen. But nonetheless, despite having a rushed and bad ending for now, I still think Jujutsu Kaisen is a generational manga. You have celebrities like Bruno Mars, Megan Thee Stallion, and Usher reading it and watching it. You've had a bunch of pop culture hype moments. You've had the highs of the Shibuya incident, the highs of the Culling Games. You've had characters like Maki, Toji, Gojo, which is a generational character. We had a Gojo versus Sukuna, which is the best new gen fight and a hype moment of the summer of last year, but is also one of the best fights in all of manga history, especially once it gets animated. But those are my thoughts on the series. I still like it, I still enjoy it, but what are your guys's? Anyways, thanks for watching.